Hi crocheters of the world, in this tutorial we will work together on the jasmine stitch beret. And time ago I did the tutorial on this hat, summer hat, sunny hat, sun hat that I created with the same beautiful stitch that I adore. And this is it. You have all the links into the eye on the right side corner, so don't worry. And this is the sunny hat or the summer hat. And long time ago I actually came out with this beret, but I don't know why I haven't done the tutorial yet. I really don't know why, but now I'm here to show you how to work it. It is lovely. Now I don't know if you can see, it's like a blooming, lovely blooming beret. So this is the project that we will work together on, and I want to talk about the yarn that I will use a little bit because it's so lovely. This is the yarn that I will use. It is from Ice Yarns again, and I want to say you that, let me show you, it's really nice, and it has 20% mohair and 20% wool, which gives it a softness and silkiness, really special. And it has 60% premium acrylic. Now it is to be worked with it's suitable for 3 to 4 millimeters hook. Here it's only for US 3 to 6. It's only for knitting needles, but I will work it with 4 or 4.5 millimeters hook. It's a number 5 yarn, fine, and it is really lovely, this yarn. I like it so much, and I think I really want to work a nice sweater, but to knit, not to crochet. We'll see. Now let us begin with it. So we will begin with the magic loop or magic circle. And yes, I will work with 4 like this. Let us begin with the magic loop, and I chained 1. Now I want to chain 2 more, 1 and 2, and yarn over. We will work clusters 1 and 2. Double crochets, we don't want to finish them because we will yarn over and pull through all, chain 1 to secure, and we finish them together. Okay, this is my first cluster. So jasmine stitch is where you have the playlist of the jasmine, so learn the jasmine stitch. It's the name of the title of the playlist, and you have into the eye here on right side screen. On the screen you have the playlist, and you can go on and see how to work the jasmine stitch and some projects with it that I already have done. Now this is the first cluster. Now for this very first round we will work like this, 1 2 3 more, and insert hook into the secure chain of the first cluster and work like this. 1 double crochet, don't finish it, yarn over, work the second into the same chain, and this is the cluster. Remain with these 3 loops on the hook, yarn over. Now again into the magic loop, we work 1, don't finish, second and third. So we will work 2 clusters together. This is the idea. We have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over. Now we will pull through all, chain 1 to secure, and we will continue on like this with 2 clusters together until we will have 6 clusters all around and 6 horizontal clusters here. So chain 3 again, insert hook into the secure chain of the first 2 clusters together, and work 1 double crochet, don't finish, work the second and don't finish. Now go back into the chain, into the magic loop, sorry, and work the second cluster. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. This is what we have. 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, and a secure chain. We continue on like this. We have 3 here. Go on with 1, 2, 3. And 1 and 2. This is the first cluster. We don't want to close it by itself, but we will yarn over, insert hook into the magic loop and work one more. 1, 2, and 3. Oops. Okay. Now 6 loops on the hook, pull through all, and chain 1 to secure. Again, chain 3, insert hook into the secure chain of the 2 clusters together, previous pair, and work one more. We just continue on like this. 1, 2, and 3, and yarn over, pull through all, and chain 1 to secure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to work one more. 1, 2, 3. So work 2 more double crochets and around the magic loop the second cluster. Okay, yarn over, pull through all, chain 1 to secure. Now let's see what we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and only 5, which means we will have to close here, and we will just finish here with another cluster, because we want to have a horizontal cluster the same number. So we must have 6, sorry, and we already have 5. We have to work one more, the last one here. Okay, so I will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, insert hook into the secure chain of the last 2 together, and 1, 2 more. Now we just want to yarn over and insert hook into the secure chain of the very first cluster that we worked by itself. Try to insert through 2 loops like this, and now we want to slip stitch to join. Okay, like this, and we want to slip stitch to join. Okay, we just finished our very first round, and now we will begin from the second round. You will see, actually we will work the jasmine stitch, because these were only, so 2 together, it's the increase, okay, in jasmine stitch. When we work 3 clusters together, we actually work a jasmine stitch. I will show you. Let us begin the second round. We will need a marker to mark actually the beginning of the round. So insert hook into the chain, into the loop here, and let us begin. We always begin with a solitary cluster, so let us work it. And will be here that we will put the marker, but from now on, into this and all the rest of the rounds, we will work jasmine stitches and increases. Not all, but for the crown, let's say, of the beret. So we will increase like this. Now the increases were these that we worked into the very first round. So 2 together, 2 clusters together, it's an increase into the jasmine stitch. 3 clusters together, and when we work 3 clusters together, we skip 1 horizontal cluster. This is the jasmine stitch. Now let us work a jasmine stitch. Chain 3, insert hook into the secure chain of the first cluster, and work the very first cluster of the jasmine stitch. Now where you work the solitary cluster, work the second, 2 and 3. Okay, leave them all on the hook. Now we will skip one horizontal cluster, insert hook into the chain and work one more cluster here. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, we have we have 9 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all and chain 1 to secure. Now 1, 2, 3. This is my jasmine stitch and this is my solitary cluster. So where we worked the solitary cluster into the secure chain of it, we will put the marker. Okay, now we have to work the increase. So in this round we will work 1 jasmine, 1 increase. When we work a jasmine stitch, this is very important for you to understand. When we work a jasmine stitch, we always skip a horizontal cluster of the previous round, and we always have to focus on the horizontal clusters of the rounds, because these are the clusters that gives us the number of stitches actually that we have on one particular round. So we always skip 1. When we work an increase, we don't skip 1. So chain 3, we work only 2 clusters together. We don't skip a horizontal cluster of the previous round because we work, this is the first, and where we work the last cluster of the jasmine stitch exactly into the same, we work the second cluster of the increase, like this. Yarn over, pull through 2 and chain 1 to secure. And we didn't skip a horizontal cluster, but we put 1. We add 1 into this round. So this means we actually increased, okay? So now here we have 2, here we have only 1, okay? This is the idea. And now we will just continue on exactly the same way. So we will work 1 jasmine stitch, 1, 2, 3, I think this is 4.5. I work with 4. And then an increase. So for the jasmine stitch we work, this is the first cluster. Now here we will work the second at the base of the second cluster of the increase here, and the third we skip 1 horizontal bar, horizontal cluster, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and we have 9 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all. Look at it, here it is. And now we work an increase. We don't skip a horizontal cluster of the previous round, but we add 1 horizontal cluster. Now here we work 1, 2 and 3. And yarn over, pull through all and chain 1. And this is what we have, okay? So we have 3 and 2. And we continue on like this all around until we will work the last 3 together, so the last jasmine stitch over this one, okay? And then I will show you how to actually end this round. I almost finished my second round. So 1 jasmine stitch, it's 1, 2, 3. 1 increase, it's 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So try to focus on this design that I'm trying to explain, okay? Because if you just look at it like this, it's something that you don't understand. But if you look at this stitch with a kind of with this idea that with this concept actually that I am trying to explain will be easy to understand which is the jasmine stitch and which is the increase. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. Now I almost finished, which means I worked my last jasmine stitch. I skipped my last horizontal cluster of the previous round, which means I worked my last jasmine stitch. But we began with a jasmine stitch, of course, with a solitary cluster with a jasmine stitch, and which means we have to finish with an increase. But for the increase, and this is for the rest of the increasing rounds that we will work, for the increase we already have one, so the vertical cluster, we just have to work only the horizontal cluster, and we will have two. Okay, so this means, this is the meaning of our solitary cluster. It's not that solitary actually. So it's we begin with one and we finish with another one. Okay, let's finish then. 1, 2, 3, and work one cluster, 1 and 2. It's so soft. Yarn over and pull through. Remain like this. You can just take off the marker, insert hook into the chain here and yarn over. And sorry, slip stitch. You don't have to yarn over. You yarn over because you just slip stitch. And this is our second round ready. Now we want to count already. We want to count only the horizontal clusters to see how many stitches we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Now from now on, this is the way that we will increase. We will increase in each round with 6 more stitches. So 12 we will have 18. 18 we will have 24. 24 we will have 30 and so on. Always 6. And how? It's more or less as when we work with a single crochet in round. Yes, in round to have a flat circle. So we increase like this. We work 1 jasmine, 1 increase. Into the next round we will work 2 jasmines, 1 increase. Into the next we will work 3 jasmines and 1 increase. Always when you work each jasmine stitch, you skip one horizontal cluster of the previous round. So we will skip 2 and then you will work an increase. 2 and an increase. Let me show you. Of course we begin with our, oops, this is 4.5. I just want to continue on with 4. We begin with our solitary cluster that, as you have seen already, it's not that solitary. Chain 1. And now let us begin with the first jasmine stitch, which is composed by 3. We know it is composed by 3 clusters. 1. The second one is worked at the base of the solitary cluster, and the third, always skip a horizontal cluster of the previous round to work it. 1, 2, 3. We have our 3 clusters, 9 loops on the hook, pull through 2, pull through all, and chain 1 to secure. Now I can put my marker into the solitary, into the secure chain of my solitary cluster. Okay, always work the very first jasmine stitch and then put the marker into it. Okay, into the first cluster worked by itself. This is the first. Now let us work the second. 1, 2, 3. This is the first cluster. At the base of the third cluster of the previous jasmine stitch, we work the second cluster of the second jasmine stitch of the next. And the third, always skip 1 horizontal cluster to work. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 3, 9 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all, and chain 1 to secure. We work our 2 jasmine stitches as I said, 2 jasmine stitches, 1 increase. Here we are. 1 and only 2 we will work. So at the into the chain where we work the 3rd cluster of the last jasmine stitch, exactly there we work our 2nd cluster of our increase. Pull through 6 and here we are. We skipped only 2, but we have 3 clusters, 3 horizontal clusters, and this is the idea. Okay, now we will skip 2 more, so skip meaning that we will work 2 more jasmine stitch and 1 increase, so we will have again 3 on these 2 and so on. Finish this, and this is how we'll continue on actually. So into the next we will have 18, we will go for 24, which means we will increase, we will work 3 jasmine stitches and 1 increase all around. Then we will work 4 jasmine stitches and 1 increase all around. So this sequence will be repeated 6 times. This is the first. Go on 6 more times. So 5 more times. 2, 2, 2, 2, and at the end we will end exactly as we. So actually it's 4 more times. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, because into the last we will actually work the first jasmine stitch, the second here, yes, and then we will finish by adding just 1 cluster. So I am back to show you. This is the 3rd round and I already completed 5 sequences, increase sequences. So as you can see, it's 1, 2, 3, the first 1, 2, 3, the second 1, 2, 3, the third 1, 2, 3, the fourth, and 1, 2, 3, the fifth. And on the last 2 vertical clusters of the previous round, we will work the last increase sequence of this. And for the last sequence, as we did for the others, we will work the first jasmine stitch, the second jasmine stitch over the first cluster and the second cluster. And for the last increase, this is all that you have to keep in mind, that for the last increase we already have 1, so we only work 1 more. Now let me show you one more time this. So I just want to be sure that you really understand it, because the jasmine stitch, it's lovely, really lovely. 1, 2, this is the first. Now here I will work the second. Now I am working my jasmine stitches. There are 2 that I have to work. Skip the horizontal cluster to work the 3rd cluster of the first jasmine stitch. Pull through 9, chain 1 to secure, chain 3 and 1, 2. This is the first cluster, the second cluster, oops, it's here. The second cluster, 1, 2, and 3. Here it is, and skipping the last horizontal cluster of the previous round, we will work the 3rd cluster. Okay, here it is. And as I said before, for the last increase, we already have the cluster here. We just have to complete with 1 more here. And if you want to count 1, 2, 3, the horizontal clusters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and we have 1 more. So it misses 1. 1, 2, 3, because we must have 18. We always increase by 6. So I work it, yarn over, pull through, and insert hook into the chain with the marker and finish the round. Okay, now from now on we will just work exactly the same thing I already explained you. So now we will work 3 jasmine stitches and 1 increase, because we have 3 of 6. 3 of 6. 1 2 3. This is the first. 1 2 3. The second. 1 2 3. The third. 1 2 3. The fourth. 1 2 3. The fifth. 1 2 3. The sixth. So 3 plus increase, then we will work 4 plus increase, 5 plus increase, and so on. Always 6 sequences. Okay, so this is the first, you work the increase, the second the increase, and so on. Now let me work 2 or 3 more rounds, and I will be back to show you how to proceed with your belt. Just one more thing, it's, let's say, a trick here. When you already finished one sequence, so as you can see, I worked 1 2 3 jasmine stitch plus 1 increase. Now put a marker into this increase. Okay, so like this you will know, put a marker, but then you have to work in it. So first, so like this you will know that this is your first sequence, and move your marker when you finish one sequence into the next. Okay, so you just can count the stitches and have the, so let me work this one cluster here, and then I can put the marker into it. 1 2 3. This is the next jasmine stitch, the first jasmine stitch of the next next sequence. It's good when you have more than one jasmine stitch. So from the actually now 3rd, 4th round, when on one sequence you have 3 4, I don't know how many. Okay, so this is the first 1 2 3 4, and I will put the marker here. So like this, I know when I finish 3 jasmine stitches here, so I will put the increase, and I have again 4, and then transfer the marker at the end of this. Okay, so I know that I have 8. So like this you can keep track, let's say, of your increases and of your sequences. Okay, so here I am. I worked 3 more, so only 3 more rounds from 3 plus 1 increase. I have now 6 plus 1 increase. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 plus 1 increase. And so I work 4 plus 1 increase, 5 plus 1 increase, and 6 plus 1 increase, which is this one, the last. Look at this beauty. I just love this yarn. It's so, the colors are lovely. So I choose this, but there are many other. It's so soft that you cannot believe. It's silky, it's soft, it's lovely. Okay, so let us transform this into a beret, because for now we have a hexagon. First step is to work a round without increases, which means I have 7 on one sequence, and we know that we have, it's a hexagon, we know that we have 6 sequences, so 7 per 6, it's 42 horizontal clusters. For each of these 42 horizontal clusters we will work a jasmine stitch. We won't work anymore 2 together, only 3 together. And I will continue, I will work like this round, so I will have again 42 clusters, horizontal cluster at the end of this round. And what I want to say is that I will work this round, and I will be back to show you how to decrease. I'm back to tell you that I already worked 2 rounds without increasing. So this is the first. I put the marker like this here. So this is 1 and 2. And what I want to say and to show you, actually I forgot to show you, it's how to finish the row around when we work without increasing. So on the rounds with increase, we only at the end we put one cluster, okay, and because we have this one and this is the increase. But now that we don't increase, we will work like this. We work the jasmin stitch. So the last jasmin stitch actually, it's with this. This is the third. It's 1, 2, 3. So this is the third cluster of our last jasmin stitch, which means for the last jasmin stitch we have to work only 2 more clusters like this. 1, this is the first, okay, and then 2, and we already have the first, we already have the third, which is this one, which means I have 6. I insert hook here into the beginning chain and pull up a loop, and the loop through all that I have, and 1 chain to secure. And this is 1, 2, 3. This is the last. At the beginning and at the end, it's the last actually jasmine, but begins with the third cluster, okay? It's a little bit strange, but yes, it is like this. And now I will continue on with 4 more rounds like this. These are 2, I put 2 more, sorry, 2 more, not 4, 2 more, 4, a total of 4, okay? And then I will be back to show you how to work the border of the beret, and we are ready. So I finally decided, I worked only 1 more, not 2 more, so there are 3 without increases, okay? So it was difficult, but I decided this is what we have for now. Now let us begin with the border rounds, and we will just work into the chain 3 here. So just slip stitch there, chain 1, yarn over, and half double crochet 1, 2, and 3. And in each of our this chain 3, we will work 3 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Skip into the next, and so on till the end. 3. Okay, like this. Now continue on all around. I finished my row of half double crochets, and this is what I have. Now from now on we will work like this for at least 6 rounds. We will work 1 round decreasing 10 times randomly, and 1 round working the stitches as they are. 4, as I said, at least 3 times these 2 rounds. So 1 with 10 times decreases and 1 with the stitches as they are. So my jasmine stitch beret is ready. This is how it looks. I just wanted to show you actually how it looks on on a head, and this is the border. So for the border, actually what you have to know is that it's very important to decrease 10 to 12, not more, on one round, and of course you will decrease till you will have the circumference of your head obvious. So this is the beret. Look at it, isn't it just lovely and so soft and so beautiful with this stitch. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you like my tutorials, and if you want to share with me photos of projects that you made following one of my tutorials, I would be so happy. I am always happy to see them. And you can do it just by sending me a message, a private message on my Facebook page, or you can just tag me on Instagram. So that's it. Hope you enjoy. See you at the next tutorial. Bye bye.